Happy Wednesday, everybody. How are we doing? There we go. How's it going? Just got back from my wedding. I hope you're all well. Congratulations, Mini Creative. Congratulations on getting wedded. Getting married is the typical way of saying that. Congratulations, buddy. I'm just trying to arrange windows on my computer. Prepared as always. do, 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 do. Nope, still not in stock. Sorry, I was looking up the Bellicosa Volcano Cannon. Still not in stock. Anyway, happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope you're having a kick-ass week so far. Today, we are going to be discussing everyone's favourite topic of conversation. Tale of Many Warhipsters, Season 3. Yep, it's happening. Less than a month to go now. And I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing for it. So, tonight I thought I would walk you through some things that I want to do. And also, you guys can tell me what you're planning on doing, if indeed you're planning on taking part. You might not be planning on taking part, in which case, hang out. Chill out. Have a good one. First submissions in a month or launch in a month? Launch in a month. So we will be launching on the 7th. I think it's the 7th. I have the 7th as in my head as being the day. Or the 6th. I can't remember what I said on the stream now. Now I have to go and verify. Trust but verify. Live. November 6th. November 6th. So I have the 6th in my head. And that is when we are going to be launching. So there will be a stream, hopefully, on the day that explains the rules, explains what we're doing this season, maybe a little bit differently, maybe a little bit similarly. We'll be launching all of that on the 6th, and it will run for another year. Another year of Tale of Many Warhipsters. What is the Tale of Many Warhipsters? Well, Linus, the Tale of Many Warhipsters is a community series, community project, where basically you paint miniatures, you send me pictures, and then me and 2 to 3 of my closest friends will tell you how pretty and special you are by looking at your pictures of your models. Is essentially what it boils down to. But the whole point of it is to work on a project that you've always kind of wanted to do, but it's kind of just been in the background. So it's an excuse to paint up one thing per month. Just one thing per month. And it might be that you are a full-time, let's say, Blood Angels player, and all you do is paint Blood Angels. But what you've always wanted to do is you've wanted to paint an Orc army as well. Well, that's what the Tale of Many Warhipsters is for. It's so that as a little time out from your orc from your Blood Angels army, you can paint up 1 unit of orcs per month, and then by the end of the year, by the end of 12 months, you have an army. You're done. Who are these friends? Well, you are, Rez, and Adam, and Mr. Gwatkin. That's the people who are the participants. But as Captain Mannerings has rightly pointed out, you're part-time. Adam's always late. And Rich's laptop doesn't work at the moment, I don't think. Chip away at the pile of grey. Exactly. That's the point. It's the motivation. And the motivation is... So last season, what we did is, in order to keep the motivation going, is there was a potential that if you entered, you might win a prize. You might win a raffle. So, there was a monthly giveaway, basically, of your next unit. So let's say month 1 you painted, again let's just use let's say month 1 you painted 10 intercessors and then you won the raffle. I would buy your next unit for you and send it to you. I did paint today for a change. You did. I saw you sent a message, Reg. I haven't had a look. Ooh, Rez is painting Liberators. Mate, that looks sick. That looks great. Well done. You painted 5 today. My current plans are Dark Angels, Dark Oath, and Ministereth. Things may change. You get 1 army if you paint 1 thing, but as we know, everyone does more. Are you going to put restrictions this time now? So, what we might do this time around is I might put restrictions on the amount of photos that people send. And just say it's like 1 photo per unit that you paint, basically. Because that way we reduce the amount of editing massively that I have to do. So if you just send me 1 picture, so even if you paint 50 different units in a month, you can send 50 pictures, but not 300 pictures. Dark Elves and Daughters of Cain should be my focus, but Tau, Guard, Empire, and Dot. All potentials. Dot? I'll get there in a minute. Absolute madness that you've painted 447 models this year. I'm only on my 2nd. I'm just happy to get time to sit down and lose myself in this hobby. And that's exactly what it should be, Gary. Disciples of Tzeentch. Yes. Thank you, Captain Memories. Yeah, it's not about the quantity. Remember, I have to paint that many models in a year because it's my job. If I put 2 videos out in a year, Alice and I wouldn't eat. And I wouldn't be able to pay the rent. So I have to put out a minimum. Well, minimum I would have to paint 104 models for 2 videos a week. That would be a minimum I'd have to do in a year. But of course, we do a little bit more than that. Because we paint units, not models. Because what I don't want is a bunch of boxes with only 1 model built out of them. Because that would be really irritating. Also, you know, when someone sends you a box of 10 men, and there's a standard, and there's a musician, and there's a special weapon, and then there's the naked one, and the not naked one in it, that's a much more engaging video than I painted 1 Dark Oath. You know what I mean? I feel personally attacked. You shouldn't. No, I'm not. It's literally from the case of the videos. Hello, Mr. Watkin. Well, for me, it's Skaven, of course. Might have a small side project, one of which is a surprise for me. For me? Paint one clan rat. Nope. Never again. Never. Never paint clan rats ever again. Ever. A Storm of Swords. Would love to see some older Skaven models. Yeah, everyone keeps asking for Storm Fiends. And I keep... Storm Vermin. Not Storm Vermin, Storm Fiends. And I keep saying, check out the Thanquol video. Because there's no chance of getting to it anytime soon. Good evening. I am here, and I'm enjoying the gentle chatter, but I have about 50 unread emails to get through, and tonight is going to be personal admin more than Warhammer joy. Ugh, Martin. Ugh, brother, ugh. Old clan rats. See, now this is the thing, Thomas. I don't ever want to paint clan rats ever again. So painting older ones that will cost more to find, that are worse, I would rather sleep on a bed of razors. Do you have a Nagash tutorial? Nope, not yet, but I do have a Nagash model to paint. Well, build and paint. It's in its box. I would like to focus on getting stuff to gaming potential. Spearheads, combat patrol, warcry, warbands, etc. That's a good shout, Captain Memories. I like that. Hello, Sylvester of Terror. Wing it till Christmas, then get stuck into a Christmas box. Probably Necrons. It's a good shout. It's a good shout. It's a good shout. It's a good way of doing it. You'd only have to wing it for 1 month. So you could use that as your time to paint up a commemorative model or something like that. Because then December would happen. But so this is the thing with my Warhammer collection, right? And the reason I've got on the thumbnail there's Astra Militarum, the Inquisition, Salamanders, and White Scars. There is so many Space Marines in this house that painting some Space Marines might be a good idea. It might. I could probably do another 12 Blood Angels units. I could paint a company of Space Marines in a year. That would be something to do. But I don't know if I want to do that. Now I could try and finish off the first company for the Blood Angels. That would be something. Astra Militarum, but 100% you wouldn't regret it. I might. Hello, Adam. Josh, mate, you should make some Trog Stodies. Trogs that are cosplaying as Custodies. You could then make some special Grok characters as Imperial agents. See, that would be fun, but that sounds like a lot of extra work for me. And I hate extra work. I like to build it according to the numbers in the book and then paint it according to the paint by numbers. I would venture that you're likely to be doing some guard in the new year anyway. It's possible. They might not send it to me though. You know, they might be like, nah bro, we heard you talking smack about 40k. We're not going to send you anything to do with 40k anymore. Is it a hot take saying AOS models are more fun to paint than 40k? That is not a hot take. That is the view that we hold around here. I completely agree with you, Sponge Monkey. Because AOS models tend to be a little bit more varied and a little bit more interesting. There's just a bit more going on in a AOS kit than there is in a 40k kit at the moment. Currently painting the Claw Lord on Norbite Beast. Really chuffed with how he's turning out. Thanks for the guide. Awesome as always. Also, belated happy birthday. Thank you very much, Gavin. That's very kind of you. It's not really a hot take. AOS is just flat better, as Liam says. Yeah. It is true. Hello, Colonel. How are you doing? Do you have a model of the year for 2024 so far? Oh, that is a really good question. Should we go on a journey through what I've done this year? Because I've done most of them. Let's have a look. YouTube. Your channel. Videos. Okay, so we have had... I need to go back in time to... What would it be? 10 months ago. Content. So we have done this year. This is going to make me sad. So this year already we have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have done 109 videos already this year. Stop looking, it's Abraxia. Well, it might be Abraxia. Was she this year? Yeah, she was, wasn't she? Abraxia is definitely up there. Or Usharan. Usharan's a great shout. So Usharan, Abraxia was very nice. Vizic Scour. I don't think it will reach model of the year, but it's a very, very pretty model. Still to come is Iridan the Witness. And you know what's going to win it? Fucking Lamarties. You just know. They're going to do, hey, model of the year, who wins? And everyone's going to go, the Blood Angels. Somehow, a Blood Angels miniature is going to win model of the year. Saw you were live and just wanted to pop in and say your videos really gave me the inspiration and motivation to tackle painting Skaventide and collecting a new Skaven army. I would go mad trying to paint these Rattos without contrasts. I am completely with you there, Christopher Allen. But thank you very much. Thank you very much. No way Lamarties competes with Usharan. But this is the thing, Mr. Gotkin. This is the thing, Rich. This year, we've already mentioned it, right? So, in AOS land, some of the biggest models we've had are Abraxia, we've had Usharan, we've had Vizic Scour, and we are going to have Iridan the Witness. Those are 4 of the biggest models that have come out this year, and therefore the most likely to be the most impressive. However, there's more 40k fans than there are iOS fans, and there haven't been that many big AOS 40k models this year. A lot of them have just been redesigned models. So I think you can probably pick between Belial, Asmodai, Lamarties, Astorath, or the Sanguinor, and one of those is going to win model of the year. Do Balthanos and Iona sneak in too, or were they last year? They were last year, believe it or not. Taunus the Redeemed. Yeah, he's a pretty good, cool model. Is he better than Iridan the Witness, though? Are chapters important for a noob marine army? Thank you very much for the 2 there, Nudoc Prime. It depends what you mean by that question. These days, no, it doesn't matter at all. You can paint a Space Marine army out of a ton of different Space Marine chapters and no one will bat an eyelid, because the game doesn't reward you anymore for being dedicated to a single chapter. There is only the slight caveat in that you can't take Calgar in a Blood Angels army, but that doesn't mean you can't have a generic scheme that you paint, or you can have Sanguinary Guard in your collection that you then play with your Green Marines, and then you play Space Wolves. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't mean you can't do that. The Dark Angel stuff was this year too. Yeah, exactly. Was the Lion last year? He was. Yeah, the Lion's been around. The Lion has already won it. He won last year's Model of the Year. Has there been equivalent to Crab this year? Yeah, the Goose from Blood Bowl, as Mini Creative said. Or the Canid that is coming out with the Ratlings. I'm new to Warhammer 40k, but the Space Wolves get me. They understand you, do they? An AOS model could win this year. An AOS model could win this year. It might be a first. But them 40k fans, man. Crethusa. What is the deadline for the first episode of Season 3 Tales? So we're launching on the 6th of November. So it will be well, okay. So I need to talk to you guys. I need to talk to the guys as well. So at some point, Rich, Adam, who's not here. I think he's on a plane at the moment. I need to talk to them about rules format and also when is best to stream. I was thinking about rather than doing Tales as a Wednesday stream, we actually do it on the weekend. And if we do it on the weekend, it means that it would probably be on a Sunday. But it would mean that we could either do it during the day or do it earlier or whatever, because we have to do Tales at 7:30 because the other guys have jobs and I don't. So I don't know whether we're gonna do Sunday streams, or because Saturday's tricky, because Saturday is when a video comes out for me. It's usually NDA date. So for example, Blood Angels, they are released on a Saturday, so that's when I can put the stuff out of the Blood Angels. And if once a month I'm talking about Tales instead of doing that, that'll harm the growth of the channel, as it were. So Saturday would be hard as I'm normally drunk. Yeah, I think Sundays are usually just a little bit easier, aren't they? But it would mean that we could do it at 6 o'clock. Do you know what I mean? And go until like 8:30, 9, rather than start at 8:30 and go till 1 a.m. Do you lick your brushes, or are the mouth noises a coincidence? I lick my brushes. I do lick my brushes. Dawudu, I just saw that you were live, but don't really have the time to stick around. Just want to tell you real quick that your contrast painting tutorials really made me find my passion in painting my minis again. Thanks. No, thank you very much, Dawudu. I'm glad I could help. Weekend stream would be great for me. Wednesday as AOS night. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing is, I can't organise it by committee, because I guarantee you, whatever time of day and whatever day of the week we choose, someone can't do it. Audience or participant. That's the problem. We do want to have as many people are able to take part as possible, though. So we shall figure something out. But I basically need to pull all three of the other guys into a room to talk about some of the format changes we're going to make. So we're going to launch it on the 6th. That would mean that traditionally the deadline will be the last day of November. So 30 days in September, April, June, November. So the thing would be it would be the 30th of November would be the deadline. You missed my month message. Oh no, Big Bad Peter Gaming, did I? Oh yes, I did. Sorry, Big Bad Peter Gaming. Member for 14 months. Thank you very much. Over a year. You should do an Eldari army for Tales 3. I don't want to. I really don't. There's 2 armies in 40k that I dislike painting. One is Tyranids and the other is Eldari. I'm sorry. The only reason I would do it is that I would be giving away the army at the end of Tales. How about Drakari? Yeah, same thing. So no matter what, we don't have to start painting until November 6th. You do not. Mini Painting Dad, thank you very much for being a member for 14 months. Thanks for being you. Cannot wait for the next Tales. I'm shocked you don't like painting Nids. What was the reason? Just not your vibe. It's because Tyranids are just a really simple scheme. They always are. Like even Leviathan, like you can make them more interesting by adding blends and stuff, but ultimately it's purple and bone and that's it. So it's like you're doing 2 colours across the entire army. It's like there's not really any challenge or difference in it. I see we're getting raided by Paul is bad at stuff. Thank you very much, Paul is bad at stuff. Did you have a good stream? I asked because it's October and I committed to painting the combat patrol for October and I have something else planned for Tales. Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. You don't have to start until November. The kickoff is the 6th of November. So really at the moment tonight we're kind of just it's a fact-finding mission, really, with all of you. Good evening, Nevi. I would have thought that you would not like painting all of those rats. No, I don't like painting the rats, but I prefer to paint the clan rats than I did than a Tyranid army at the time. Of course, I'm never painting clan rats ever again, so it's all good. The age of Sigmar and 40k is over. The time of MESBG has come. I mean, yeah. Yeah, it's possible. Who knows? I mean, Middle-earth might drop in November, and if it does, well then, that chooses it, doesn't it? Because I can sometimes be governed by what the actual releases are in the month. But like, for example, I have this tray. This is all my Middle-earth that is currently built, aside from the 24 Men of Minas Tirith that are sat behind me. I really ought to super glue these Knights of Minas Tirith. After the Warlord Fund, I think we should have a 24 hours Clan Rat stream goal, 1.5k-ish pounds perhaps. See, this is the thing, right, Guitaro? We could do 24 hours of painting Clan Rats, right? I would hate every minute of it. So I wouldn't be particularly fun to watch. And because I wouldn't be particularly good fun to watch, I would have spent a bunch of money on a load of Clan Rats I don't want to paint a bunch of models I don't like to paint for nobody's enjoyment. So we can do it. It'll just be a complete disaster and I'll hate every second of it. Is that what you want to do to me? To your streamer? To your favourite YouTuber? Is that what you want to do? Martin Spoon, thank you very much for being a member for 5 months. Surely the next noteworthy new edition is Underworlds. Yeah. It's I mean, we don't know when it is. Could be soon, could be far away. I suspect it'll be before Christmas, but I don't know. Edward, thank you very much for the 1 gifted membership. You are an absolute legend. That is our first gifted membership of the night. 394 we are. I also have a tray like that for Minas Tirith. Yeah. So you can't really see them. No, you can't. So down here, there's 24 Warriors of Minas Tirith, 6 Knights of Minas Tirith, 6 Citadel Guard, 4 Guards of the Fountain Court, Gandalf the White, Hurin the Tall, Ingold, and that's it. Yeah. There's then, for my Rohan, I need to build 6 riders, 12 riders. 12 riders of Rohan. And I do have 24 warriors of Rohan on sprue, which if somebody wants, you are welcome to have. But there's new ones coming, so I don't see why would you want them. That's a dangerous question, because the answer to is that what you want to do to me is always yes. Well, I know. You say no more Clan Rats. Fast forward to the year 2039 and new rats from GW. I mean, maybe. But the last Clan Rats were around for like 25 years or however long they were, so I would guess we've got a little bit of a longer wait. Josh, tell him many Warhipsters. Maybe you paint Legions Imperialis. I know you said you wanted to paint more. That's true. That is a good shout. Could do a detachment a month, because detachments are quite quick to paint. Nevi368, thank you very much for becoming a member. Legendary. Incredible scenes. 395. We are 5 away from returning to the 400. As you can see, we have a YouTube members goal of 469. It would be amazing if we got there tonight, but we are 74 off. I've reduced it from 569. And as always, guys, I've completely forgotten to do my YouTubery duties, so I shall do them now for all of you. If you could please leave a like on the stream, that would be amazing, because that's a free way to support the channel, and it means more people will find us and more people will hang out with us, and maybe more people will subscribe to the Tale of Many Warhipsters. And Lord Billy has gifted 5 of the finest Warhipster memberships. Thank you very much, Lord Billy. We return to the land of 400. 100 more than King Leonidas himself. Thank you very much, Lord Billy. Are the Legions Imperialis faster to paint since smaller? Yeah. You throw, especially the Space Marines. If my Salamanders, you throw the green on, do the black, do the silver, wash the whole thing. It's done. Big Bad Peter Gaming, thank you very much for the 5. For Tales 3, trying to decide to do either Crimson Fist or my Mixed Imperial Agents, as both armies need painting. Are you going to Liam's Spearhead event? I'm planning to come to Liam's Spearhead event. My intention is to. I need to ask Joe if I can sleep with him at his house. Or Liam. Either one. What have I missed regarding Tales? Now I have 2 clan rats, children of my own. It's an impossibility. You haven't missed anything. So, for those of you who don't know, as I saw a couple of people asking, what is Tale of Many Warhipsters? I think, Lord Billy, I think you were one of them asking. Tale of Many Warhipsters is basically our monthly community event. It is a community-led event where basically what the gist of it is we paint miniatures together. Well, you paint them in your houses and I paint them in mine. And once a month we get together. You send me pictures of your miniatures, and myself and my 3 friends, possibly more. I've been thinking about how we get guest presenters on as well this time round. So I think they're going to put a form out and see if people can send an application to have a go. But basically what we do is we get all of you guys together on a stream once a month, and we look at your pictures of your miniatures and give you loads of praise for being wonderful hobbyists, which is what we do, and that's essentially the gist of it. The main driving force behind it was season 1 was for me to be able to do kind of a clearing of the backlog, basically, but it was to paint up a project you've always wanted to do alongside your hobby. So painting up 1 unit, 1 character, 1 model, whatever it is. If you're doing Kill Team, for example, you could be like, I'm going to use this year to paint a Kill Team, and you can just do 1 model a month and send it in for Tales, and just be like, this is my gunner, this is my sergeant, this is my comms guy, this is my demolitions expert, blah 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 blah. The whole point is to be able to give you guys a space and the motivation, and ourselves, to keep going with this wonderful hobby that we call Warhammer. Kevin Kane, thank you very much for becoming a member. Welcome, welcome. I appreciate that. 401. There we go. Let's go, baby. Will you like pictures of clan rats? Yeah. I fully support anybody else in the world painting clan rats. What I don't endorse is me being forced to do it. I painted 40 for you. How many more do you want? So today we're kind of just talking about it. This is the preamble. I'm trying to figure out what it is I want to do. I do like the idea of why do you not like the new clan rats? Because I painted 40 of them for a video, Elecman24. I don't mean to full name you, but I painted 40 of them in one video, and I hated it. Mini Painting Dad, thank you very much for the 5 gifted memberships. No, you're not prying, Alec, man. It's fine. It's all good. It's just Thomas is determined to turn my channel into Clan Rats Plus, because he wants me to suffer and to become destitute and roam the streets selling nothing but clan rats because it's all I have. Which paint tastes better, contrast or express colour? Express colour does. They both taste hideous, but if you had to, express colour's got a little bit more taste to it. Tales is also an incredibly supportive and encouraging environment. Painters of all levels, so absolutely get involved. Yeah, exactly. It's if you want to paint miniatures and be praised endlessly, and do it in a really supportive environment, then Tale of Many Warhipsters sounds like it's not the place because it's very public, but it absolutely is the place to do it. We should get GW to send him more so he feels obligated to paint them. Well, I'm very glad that they didn't. I would be very sad if during the Skaven release they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, here's the clan rats as well." I'd be like, "What?" Those would 100% have become a giveaway. It's how I feel about anything which is too long. So we agree on, if we do not like a Tales motto in a given month, we press Josh by forcing him to paint more clan rats. Fair. Fair. If you finish a single model, then you're already better than everyone who didn't paint anything. Exactly, Mr. Gwatkin. That pretty much is the motto around here. Doesn't matter how bad or how good you think you are. You gave it a go, and that makes you a better painter than 99% of the people on this planet. So I have a few ideas in my head for what to do. Idea number 1, Cities of Sigmar. I like it. I was really hyped to work on them earlier, but I fear I've burnt myself out. Continued. We shall wait. Well, so speaking of clan rats, I'm following your rattling warp blaster to painting tutorial. And I wonder how in the world do you get your brush in those nooks and crannies without messing up? The best advice I can give you is that when you're painting a model like the rattling warp blaster, there are lots of very, very strange angles at which you actually have more room than you think you do. So, for example, I'll demonstrate here on this guy. So here's Vanda's Hammerhand, right? So he's not as complicated as the Rattling Warp Blaster by any stretch of the imagination, right? But sometimes you have to hunt for the angles, right? Because what a lot of people do is they move their brush to try and get into angles rather than moving the model. Now remember, when you've got the Rattling Warp Blaster, yes, you've got the outside of it, and there's a lot of that's very easy to get to. However, you also have this angle at which to get at stuff. You also have that angle at which to get at stuff on the other side. You also have that angle at which to get stuff on the other side. So what you shouldn't do when you're painting a miniature is, say we're doing all of the skin of Kalanax, we shouldn't be going like this and then coming round like that to get behind this. You should be starting like this and moving the model to get at all those nooks and crannies, and that usually is like the biggest the best advice I can give, right, is that actually, so for example, to get at, right, so here's a good example. Vandas's cloak, right? If you're painting from this angle, you can only get to around about there from this angle. But we do also have this angle here. So we go under the tail and through there, and then we can get that bit, and then we can come over the tail to get even further in, which you'll see comes all the way through like that. Whereas trying to, so that angle there to get to the cloak will be much easier than trying to get at it from this angle. But then you can do that bit, and again you can get around that corner. Do you see what I mean? that is one of the best bits of advice I can give you. Always move the model, and always remember that there are much better angles to get at something than head on. Never move your brush wrists. Don't try and paint like this to get at a piece you can't see, because you won't get it. Idea number 2, Stormcast. Good old reliable Stormcast tunnels. I will always return to them eventually. Idea number 3, Nighthaunt. Despite their cracked rules, I think I could crank out a few units quite fairly quickly with a bit of airbrush work. Idea number 4, Salamanders. Blame Space Marine 2. Now, idea number 5, OBR. I started building my Tetratic Court, and I want to just paint them to test my scheme. Those are all my ideas, but not one of them truly inspires and excites me to hobby like I felt I once had. And this isn't the first time it's happened to me, but it's always frustrating when it does. Yeah, I can see that. I think, based on what you've just said there, blame Space Marine 2. Probably do some Space Marines, because if you need some motivation to paint some Space Marines, play that for a bit, see how cool your Space Marines are, and then go back and paint a bit. It is a really good way to swap between them. I guarantee you. You're using a secondary medium to inspire you for the one you want to work on. Because it would be a self-perpetuating cycle. One kill team model a month I may well be able to do. I got the new box, so that's an option, and the Vespids look pretty quick. Yeah, Vespids were pretty quick, especially the... I was surprised how they came together from when I was painting them, because I thought this is either going to be a scheme that's going to be really, really long and difficult, or it's going to be really, really simple. And once I put that second layer of Gryph-hound Orange on, I was like, these genuinely don't need any highlights. Highlighting from these will actually take away from how good this already looks. And so, yeah. Or get some games in on the table. This always inspires me when I'm in a hobby slump. Yeah. I haven't played in a long time. I feel the urge. We were going to try and go to AOS doubles, Adam and I, in January, but we didn't get a ticket. What's the best way to clean your hand palette? Just hot water. Comes right off. Daddy Dreadnought made me want to paint again. Yeah. So this is why, right? So two of my options, right, are for Tales 3 is to take on either the White Scars, because I've been talking about doing them for ages, and we started Chinshar, and we need to do another stream on him, or finish painting the model, or it was to do some Salamanders. Because I've wanted to do a Salamanders army for a while. These are both good options, in my mind. However, it is painting more Space Marines. And I don't know if I want to paint lots of Space Marines in a year. So my other option, as mentioned, is the Astra Militarum. Because I really like the Astra Militarum. Also, Space Marine 2. And I have this idea for an Astra Militarum army that's just all special forces. So we're talking Tempestus Aquilons, we're talking Kassakin, we're talking Tempestus, we're talking that's pretty much it. But like I want to do like a proper, like, you know, just a special forces battalion or company. That deals only with the harshest threats. Which could be fun. I don't know. I'm intrigued by you going for 40k. Well, it's because we've done a lot of AOS I had you down as going for an AOS army. Well, I mean, yeah. Problem with AOS armies, right, is I have a lot of them already. I have Sylvaneth, Cities of Sigmar. I will have 4 Storm Hosts of Stormcast Eternals, plus an all-dragon army. We could do some Daughters of Cain. I could do more of them to round out the Daughters of Cain. I could do more Caradron Overlords. I've got Fire Slayers to do. I've got Lumineth to do. I've done Flesh Eater Courts. I have Soulblight Gravelords. I have pretty much a Soulblight Gravelords army to do. I could do any of the Chaos Gods. I could do any of these things. The trouble is I already have so much. Last year you started the Tales with the Vampire Lord. I know. Yes, I did the Vampire Lord, and then I never got around to doing the rest of them. Do you have Sons of Behemat? I have Kingbrod. You could do a Salamander's face-off with Mr. Joes. He wants to do a Salamander's Demi Company. Yeah. That would be a good one. A great pile of potential, Warhipster. Yeah, I have an enormous. If you want to try something new, try the old world. Nah. The elves aren't out for old world yet. That's what I want to do. None of the rest of the armies really interest me now. And I can't kick off Tales with a. I've done nothing because I'm waiting for elves. Because no idea when they're coming. Young Grim. Yeah, he arrived. I haven't washed him yet though. He needs washing before I can do anything with that. I could try and finish off Iron Jaws. Could try and do that. I could buy the Battle Force. If I do go for Salamander, should I just start with regular Intercessors? Always a good place. Liam's got an entire High Elven army that's crying out for painting. I'm not painting an army for Liam. I'll paint an army for Liam if he ever paints one himself. And I think I'm quite safe making that statement. Does it have to be GW models for Tales? No. No, it doesn't. It can be whatever you like. Washing. Yeah, it's resin. The Young Grim model is a resin. It's Forge World resin, so it needs to have a wash. Shots fired. Well. I mean, I could just paint Astral Templars. I could do that. That's the 4th Storm Host. As I sit here painting Salamander's Blade Guard, I support it. Nice. There's lots of Salamanders fans out there. I really appreciate it. Like, so what I want to do is I want to do Salamander's first company. So just all Terminators, all Stern Guard, all Blade Guard. Ideally, it would all be mounted, but, you know, 2,000 points is my limit. I've got the Celestial Vindicators that need finishing. I've got a Sacrosanct Chamber that I could do that. Just in time for it to be Legends in July next year. Hello, Dana. I also like the idea of doing just doing a bog standard Astra Militarum company, which, as far as I understand it, is 5 infantry platoons, 5 heavy support squads, 5 special weapons squads, which they no longer do, and I think that's, well, you obviously have a lieutenant in charge of all of it. A Baneblade. I could do another Baneblade. I do love the Baneblade. The thing is, I want a Baneblade with 4 sponsons. I don't know if anyone does that anymore. Any plans to do an EC 40k army in 2025? Well, hopefully, as long as I don't do anything silly between now and when they release, hopefully Games Workshop sends me the new Emperor's Children stuff, and then we'll see how we feel when the models get here. Because the models might be garbage. They won't be. I'm pretty sure they won't be. I suspect, much like the Hedonites of Slaanesh Mortals range in AOS, the Emperor's Children range will be absolutely gorgeous. Is my hope. But then I've been proven wrong before. I could finish my Space Wolves. I could paint Hedonites of Slaanesh. That's also an option. I think they need to be top tier just because they need to be perfect. Yeah, I think they will be. If I know my Games Workshop lore, if I know how Games Workshop generally tends to operate, they'll have thought very long and very hard about how to do Emperor's Children, and it not be what people think it's going to be. Much like the Hedonites of Slaanesh range was very. All of those models are super Slaanesh, but it's not weird Slaanesh, if you see what I mean. So, I would guess that the Emperor's Children range will be some of the best models Games Workshop has made for 40k in a very long time. But as I say, I've been proved wrong before. So don't take my word for it. A Magma Droth. Yeah, I mean, Magma Droths are on the list. Problem is, for a Fire Slayer's army, you want to have like 4 of them. Because they're absolutely busted. EC is the first 40k thing in a while where we don't really know what they'll release. Yeah, I mean, we can guess. You can guess that it'll be Noise Marines and probably Lucius and Fulgrim. But beyond that, I've no idea. They'll get something that's a heavy infantry unit. Everyone else has Scarab Occult, the Death Guard Terminators, whatever they're called, Blight Lords, and the 8-bound. I would guess there will be a non-named foot character as well, like the Lord Avocado and stuff like that. I would probably shoot for 6 to 7 kits. What is Tales Season 3? So Tales Season 3 is the third season of Tale of Many Warhipsters, which is not a sentence that will make any sense. Tale of Many Warhipsters is much like A Tale of Four Warlords. Tale of Many Warhipsters is a community-led project that runs for about a year, where we stream once a month a showcase of all the models that you have painted during that month as part of Tale of Many Warhipsters. And so usually what the motivation for it is pick a project you've always wanted to do and do that alongside your normal hobby stuff, but take pictures of your new product, one unit, one model, one whatever per month, send them in, and then we do a stream where we tell you how good they are. It is a supportive, loving, superb stream that happens once a month for a year, 12 months, 12 episodes of nothing but good times and hanging out, basically. What are some of your favourite content creators for painting and hobby, apart from yourself, of course? Me. I mean, most of the content I consume isn't actually Warhammer content because I'm making it all day, every day. But some really good content creators out there are obviously Liam. He's out there. Tabletop Tactics, obviously, I have a good relationship with them. Been on their channel a couple of times. I've always enjoyed their stuff. Darcy Bono, I really like her. Peyton Coach, he's great. But I mean, generally, I watch a lot of video games. Mostly. I don't want to oversaturate my my day with Warhammer because I'm painting all day, right? So if I'm painting a miniature, I don't need to listen to somebody talking about Warhammer. But I watch people like Stod, Mr. Pro Westy, Jack Frags, and some proper YouTube royalty as well, like the Rad Brad and Jacksepticeye, who has also been doing painting. Technically, he's now a hobby content creator. Is Grombrindle still on your to-do list? He is. He is hanging out with Callus and Toll. So I will do them. I'll do them when I have a spare couple of days. At the moment, I do not have any spare days. Noisy Dreadnought, maybe a Noisy Tank as well. I don't know if there will be a Noisy Dreadnought, because it would mean that they would get a new Hellbrute and no one else would get it. There might be a vehicle of some description, kind of like the Plague Burst Crawl or whatever, for Emperor's Children. But who can say? Liam is unprofessional. Of course he is. I am too. I'm one of the least professional content creators out there, because I'm currently figuring it out as I go along. That's one of the fun things about this game, is you don't know you have a problem or something that needs to change until it comes up, because there's no one else to change your policies or whatever. So something like, a lot of people were complaining for ages that you don't see the finished models in my videos for long enough. And I was like, well, how do we go about and how do we fix that for those people? And I realized when I shoot B-roll, so you know, the turntable when the model spins around, I always shoot it for 3 3.5 minutes to give it enough time that if, for example, a fly goes across it, or you know, I knock the desk or something like that happens, that the footage isn't unusable, and I can use it, right? And I was like, well, I'll just lengthen it out for the length of the song. So now at the end of my videos, you might have noticed in the recent ones, after I say happy wargaming, it spins for about half a minute, 40 seconds longer, before the thanks for watching screen cuts in. And then somebody said it should be at the beginning so people know what they're about to watch. And I'm like, yeah, but if I if I have a model spinning for 3 minutes at the beginning, everyone will turn off. No one will watch the video. They'll just be like, nope, boring. But then there's also, so if I was a professional YouTuber, right? Every video would start with my face on screen. And it would always be something like, I would spin onto camera, I'd be like, what's up everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting video, and today we're going to be painting the new Sanguinor. But before we do that, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, and also see my links down below for Patreon and PayPal, and please consider becoming a member. But now, let's get to the video, and then you'd have the paint list. And then we'd drop in, and then throughout the video I would spend the entire time selling you merch. If I was a professional YouTuber. I'd also have to, at this point, probably start thinking about starting a business or something. You know. Diversify. I mean, you technically are a professional YouTuber. I mean, yes, technically I am. I do this full time. I do this full time. It is my job. Am I good at it? Only you guys can answer that question. The YouTube algorithm sometimes doesn't think so. It must be hard as a content creator to work through the feedback for what you actually think is a good idea and to implement. How do you find it? The trouble is you have to, you get a lot of feedback all the time, and as mentioned, as Chewy says, you can't ever please everyone. Some people want the video to be 2 minutes long, and to just tell you what to do. So you would want it to be, hello everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial. Today we're painting Blood Angels, Space Marines. Paint the armor red, paint the joints black, paint the gun black, paint the gun silver, and then shade it all with Nuln Oil, and it's done. Thanks for watching. See you all in the next one. Some people want the video to be that. Some people want kind of like a PDF basically on screen. Some people want the video to be completely uncut, so want to see the entire thing. The trouble with those is if you go, hey guys, it took me 16 hours to paint this guy, I can't upload 16-hour videos. I also can't sit here like that for 16 hours in filming mode. I will ruin my back and my neck doing that. Jacob Schutz, thank you very much. You are a pro. Toss a coin to your teacher. Toss a coin to your witcher, oh Valley of Plenty. Did you experiment with doing that as a short? I did. So I've done a couple of shorts about recipes, right? And they go down okay. The problem with shorts is, right, what shorts do is, so let me just tell you the secrets of you. And for any of you aspiring YouTubers out there, right? YouTube content, as far as I can figure out from having been around for a while, YouTube content separates its algorithm into 3 different lanes. You have your videos, you have your live streams, and you have your shorts, right? And never the 3 shall meet. So people who watch your videos will get notifications for your videos, right? And people who consume videos will get notifications for videos. If you never watch a live stream, you may never find out that somebody is a live streamer, right? And they don't push live streams as a way of growth. They push live streams as content for people who like to watch live streams. So you have to find somebody that live streams and watch them before you'll suddenly get told, hey, this person's also going live. So for example, you won't find my channel because I've gone live. You'll find my channel because I put out a video and you watch videos, and you might see that I've gone live, or you might get a notification that I've gone live, right? You then have shorts. And what shorts are supposed to do is shorts are supposed to act as a advert for your channel, right? Essentially is what they are. So what shorts has is shorts has a really high subscriber rate. So if you want to pump subscribers into your channel, you can put out shorts, because they are currently pushing short content to compete with TikTok and Instagram. And they have been pushing it for a while. So you can put out shorts to people who will, and you'll amass loads of views. You'll amass 2 million views, for example, on shorts. However, none of it's monetized so poorly, right? So you're going to spend all your time making shorts, and you have to put them out a lot. You have to put them out regularly, because you never know if something's going to catch the algorithm or whatever. And you have to be on top of trending audios as well. It's a whole other layer to this. You can put shorts out, and you can do really well out of that. You can get a lot of growth. But people who watch shorts are on YouTube watching shorts. They're not on YouTube watching videos. So they might subscribe to you, and they'll only ever watch your shorts. They won't watch your long-term videos, which is where you actually can make more of the ad revenue. And they definitely won't find you from a live stream, where you can potentially make even more revenue, right? So they might consume all of your shorts, and you will make pennies off of 1 million views. Right? So it's a tough one. So, you know, you have to balance your time. Which one do you go after? And I have ADHD issues, and I can only concentrate on what I can concentrate on. And as soon as I start adding more to my workload, I get stressed out and I don't get anything done. So I can cope at a certain level. I can cope with live stream on Monday, live stream on Wednesday, video on Thursday, video on Saturday, and the rest of the time being spent painting. What I can't cope with is do all of these shorts as well. I can't do it, which is why I pretty much focus mostly on YouTube. I used to focus intensely on Instagram whilst I was growing YouTube, but I struggle to concentrate on Instagram. And I also, most of the time these days, I can't post daily like I used to, because I'm working on a bunch of stuff that I can't take pictures of. So I don't have in my head this ability to come up with the idea to make reels to fill the time, or to post pictures of stuff I've already finished. I've posted it before, you've seen it before, you don't want to see it again, is my vibe on it. So I'm just like, eh. So I try and post on a Saturday. Martin Easterman, thank you very much for the 3. Dearest Hipster of War, what is Tales 3? Tales 3 is the 3rd season of the best show on YouTube. So Tale of Many Warhipsters is our monthly show, which will run for a year, 12 months, 12 episodes. It's a community painting series, community driven project. Once a month you paint up a unit for a project that you've always wanted to do, or whatever you're working on. You send it to us at the pre-approved places where it is, and then we do a stream where we look at it and we tell you how great it is. How about community posts? Do you mean like the YouTube ones? Are we getting new demons in 2025? Well, this is the question, Jacob. This is a very good question. And I have absolutely no idea. I have no idea what's happening with demons. Are demons going to continue to have their own book in 40k? I don't know. They might not. Demons might go the way that Age of Sigmar demons went, and they might all end up in the God Legion books, which is what a theory I'm subscribing to quite heavily at the moment, because we haven't had any of Death Guard, World Eaters, Thousand Suns. We haven't had any of them. And it's been over a year of 40k 10, which is surprising because 8th Death Guard were out straight away. 9th Death Guard were out straight away. Do you see what I mean? So I think one of the reasons it's taking a while for those things to happen is that those codexes are going to be receiving Nurgle demons, Slaanesh demons, Tzeentch demons, and Khorne demons as a way to expand their ranges without giving them many new models. Does it have to be a new project, or can it be add to an existing army? What do you find best for motivation? Yeah, no, so it can be anything for Tales. Thanks for explaining. Also, thanks for the guides. You're very welcome, Martin. Thank you very much for the 3. Yeah, so I mean, you can use Tales as the project. You can use the Tales streams as whatever you want, right? So you can either say, like, hey, look, I've done this thing and I want a confidence boost. So, and send it in, and we'll look at it and guarantee you we will think it's awesome. I mean, I think everything you guys do is awesome, and I love seeing your painted models. It doesn't matter how good you think you are or how bad you think you are. I will always think you're incredible. There's no question of that, because you painted miniatures, and I love painting miniatures, and I love people who paint miniatures, because it's great. It's wonderful. So you can use Tale of Many Warhipsters to literally just be like, hey, I painted this chimera. What do you think? And then you don't have to take part for all 12 months. There is no commitment. You can drop in, you can drop out, you can do whatever. So the real challenge is to paint something you won't like. Yeah, that's the real like. If somebody managed to make a submission to Tales that I couldn't find something I liked about, that person wins, and it's probably the end of Tale of Many Warhipsters at that point. I really am wondering how that is going to work. Personally, I'd be cool with it, but folks with a heavy mix of each god in their demon army gonna be annoyed. Possibly. Martin Easterman, thank you very much for the 2. You're being very generous tonight. Does it have to be a chimera that I paint? No, it does not have to be a chimera that you paint. It can be whatever you like. When will you be starting it? Sorry if you said it just popped in. So we are going to be kicking off on the 6th of November. So 6th of November will be the launch, where I will have all of the rules and all of the information and all of the things we're going to be doing for it. today I'm trying to figure out what project I'm going to paint. I'm also just kind of enjoying talking about Tales because I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for it. Very true. I'm starting to hit a wall with my towel. Probably going to start my Seraphon as a palette cleanser for a bit. See, that would be a great one for Tales, because you could paint, like, you could start a Seraphon project with, I've painted the Saurus Warriors and send it to us, and then you don't have to do any until next month. What if I paint all chibis and nothing else? That's also absolutely fine. I really am wondering how that's going to. Personally, I'm be cool with it, but folks with a heavy mix of each god in their demon army going to be annoyed. Yeah, Sorry, I think I was going to answer that question before. Yes, me, this guy, right here. I'll be sad when that happens, because it means I have to run things like Death Guard instead of Chaos Demons. However, what they can then do is just create a dark mirror to Imperial agents and just call it Demonic Servants, or, Disciples of Chaos. And that's where they can then say, hey, you can use this to create mishmash armies. Is the Stormreach portal in your want to paint list? It is, Jungle Camper. And do you know what else is in my list of things to paint? I want to get some of the Shattered Stormvault terrain, because I want to do the problem I have with the Stormreach portal. I think it's beautiful. It's stupid, but I think it's beautiful. There is no other terrain that goes with it. So it is just kind of be like a little bit like just there. Can I submit minis my mum has painted? Yeah, as long as you have her permission. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to be like, look at this thing the Loith has painted, and then your mum comes on here and is like, I painted that. I'm suing you. Or suing you. You don't want to get in trouble. Relief. I don't have a chimera. Good luck all. Thank you very much for the 3, Martin Easterman again. That's very kind of you. I'm thinking of tackling my Cursed City box set. And you know what, Colonel? If you do, there's a series of many videos. How to submit pictures. How looks the process. So last year what we did is there were 3 different ways. I might reduce it to 2, but we'll see. So last year there were 3 different ways to submit photos. One was to email me. The other was to use a link, which will be in the description. It's not now, but it will be in the description, which is a link to a Google form where you submit. And the other was to post it in our members' Discord in the appropriate chat, which I will be setting up again. So again, on the 6th, that will go live. Tale of Many Warhipsters Season 3. Or you can WhatsApp me, like Reza, Adam, and Rich do. But for that you have to get my phone number, which is 079. Do you think the new Death Court of Krieg will include any surprises along with the move into plastic? I don't know if there will be any surprises. I think it's a fairly predictable release. You're going to see... I mean, they already have an infantry unit in the form of the Veteran Guardsmen. I don't think that's going to change. I think you might see something like a Grenadiers unit, and you'll see a command squad. And I would guess the Death Riders. I have like 72 plus 20 glaive guard for wood elves I need for old world. Change it to 25. I thought just glue it one on top of the other. What do you mean? What do you think? I don't know what you mean. Yes? If you think it'll work, then it'll work. Oh, 20 by 20 square. Right, I see what you mean. I don't see why it wouldn't work. The old discontinued Storm Vault Deus or Penumbral Storm Vault will fit. Yeah, so this is... I would like the I'd like to get a hold of the what's it called? I'd like to get a hold of the Shattered Storm Vault's terrain, because that will definitely fit with the what's it called? Storm Reach portal. You don't think they'll get either a vehicle or similar upgrade pack to what the Cadians got in 9th? I don't know. They might get one of. They might get. I mean, I would love to see a plastic Earthshaker carriage. I really would, but I don't think we will. I hope they remake the Commissar in plastic. I just missed the resin one before they pulled it, and I must paint it. I just must. Is that the one on horse? Because I love the Commissar on horse. Can I tell you my idea of a Primarch story / plot return, and you tell me if it's rubbish? I'll never tell you it's rubbish. I'm too nice. You can tell me, though. No, the one standing with a jacket draped over his shoulders. Oh, yes, I know the one. Yeah. Oh, maybe he'll come back. I could see it. The Deathcore Commissar. Are the new old world bases that much taller than the old ones? There was a Deathcore Commissar on horse model where he was drawing his sword, and it just looks amazing. I love it so much. I want it back. Maybe it was the Marshal. I can't find it. Anyway. The Wolf, the Snake, and the Raven would love to see Russ hunting the wrong demon in the Wolf, and it's actually Corvus Corax, and then there is an epic battle between them two and Fulgrim. Playing into the old Nordic religious vibes, of course. I like it. I like it. Are you saying You want 3 Primarchs to return to 40k at once. I think there's a lot of 40k fans out there who would have a heart attack if that happened. Here's the real question though, Josh. Will the Krieg get a named character? I would guess so. I managed to get my hands on the limited edition Deathcore of Krieg Commissar on horseback that has the binoculars. That's also a very pretty model, and I would expect that of you, Colonel, of the 149th Deathcore of Krieg. I'd have questions if you didn't have it. Oh, dearie me. Chat, we are 65 likes. We are 4 away from our target of 69. If you haven't already, please do leave a like on the stream. We are also 63 members away from our target of 469 members. And there are currently 64 people watching. So if everybody gifted one, or became a member that wasn't already, we would reach that goal. It's funny how maths works out, isn't it? Good old maths. I do want to paint this guy. I shouldn't do Stormcast. I shouldn't do that for Tails, because we already have so many Stormcast. So many Stormcast Eternals. And like, I am going to be moving towards having 4 Storm hosts at this point. 4 Storm hosts plus the Draconis Skywing, which will take us to 10,000 points of Stormcast, which is very exciting for me. It makes me very, very happy. And I will do, once I get a little bit further into the 4th Storm host, and once I finish off a couple more. In fact, I think once I get close to finishing all of them, I will do a Behold My Stuff video, because we haven't done one for a while. We did one for the Grand Army of Chaos, and we did one for the Blood Angels, which, funnily enough, needs to already needs to be updated, because there's been a lot more Blood Angels have arrived. This is why I would like to get a Thunderhawk. I mean, I'd love a I've always wanted a Thunderhawk, but I would like to get a Thunderhawk gunship that I could have for the Blood Angels, and then I could safely never touch them again. I'd be very happy. I just need to take stock, you know. Charity auction. What, to get rid of my models? But I like my models. I love my Stormcast. I don't want to get rid of them. I think you should paint Harlequins with the diamond check pattern. Interesting. I don't. They're not a real army now anyway. I actually do have a Harlequin troop here somewhere, which I did buy for that very, very, very... that exact point. I thought we were saying you had too much. No, never. Not of Stormcast. I just have a lot of them. I have a lot of Stormcast. Behold, I have a problem. Exactly. I have an addiction. I was about to ask who doesn't love Stormcast, but I know there's a lot of people out there who don't. I just love them so much, guys. They're my favourite army in everything. Why don't you make a homebrew chapter or regiment of the Astra Militarum? That's kind of what I would lean towards, Astra Militarum rather than chapter. But even then, I would probably just paint them as Harakoni Warhawks because I really like the scheme. And I think it looks great. Weird one here. I just opened up my Riser Rust Dry and found it to be very wet. First time I've had a paint get wetter. That is interesting. That is interesting. Curious and curiouser. I really enjoyed creating something that is completely my own. Long live the Imperial Guard. Yeah, I envy anybody out there who likes doing that. I get full of I just get full of anxiety painting something, making something up, because I know that I'll do it and I'll post it and someone will say, hey, it looks like this, and now it's no longer that. Do you see what I mean? Which is, it's a terrible thing for me, but like I know that if I go, hey, here's my custom chapter of Space Marines, someone's already done it. I think Josh wants to move so he can put a full-size Warhammer on the wall. I mean, yes. I also want to move because I want to be able to, you know, have all my miniatures and books and things in one place, have them all in the studio, have a really cool setup to make amazing painting videos for all of you guys, make a much nicer space to work and live in. I would like the minimum thing that I would love, right, is to be able to have a room where stuff is stored away, even if it's in display cabinets. I would just like a room where it's all stored away, not all out on the floor, or all on tables, or in the shed, or all the way just everywhere. That is what I would like. You know? But there is so much stuff in here that it's just out. And like Alice was asking me, like, what are we gonna do when we move? Are you gonna like get rid of stuff before you go? And I was like, no, I'm gonna do it as we go. Display cabinets, display wall, more likely. Yes. Yes. There is at least, I want to say 2,000 painted miniatures. Martin Easterman, thank you very much for the 3. I Have a Dream by Warhipster. Storage space. Yeah. Storage space. We just can't do it here. What are your thoughts on starting MESBG? I love Tolkien and I think the new models for Rohan especially look amazing. Are there any factions you'd recommend? All of them. Yeah, I mean, I love Middle Earth. It's my favorite thing in the world. It's one of the reasons I am where I am today, doing this. It was the thing that just made me fall in love with miniatures, really. I mean, I got into it before the Middle Earth stuff, but when Middle Earth stuff came out, it all changed. Need more Detolf. Rip. Yeah. What I think we need is custom store. We need a custom thing. I was dreaming about it the other day. I was dreaming about custom storage, and I had it in my mind of how cool it could be and how awesome it would be, and it made me really sad when I woke up and we didn't have it. So I thought about making themed shelving. Yeah. Where each shelf is a themed battlefield based on the realm within which within which the model belongs. So we have a kill team shelf, we have a 40k shelf, we have a demons shelf, you know, we have all of that. Colonel, thank you very much for the 1 gifted Warhipster membership. You're an absolute legend. And you sniped another absolute legend in the form of Chewie. Dreaming of storage, you are officially an adult now. I know. But so this is the other thing I would really like from a new place is a way to be able to have the camera high enough that I can use a macro zoom lens. That's not so much to ask. But also have a space slightly wide enough that somebody else can work in there with me. Because if we do that, then we can expand the business. I can hire someone to come and make more content for you. Do you know what I mean? We couldn't do that now. Absolutely no chance. Absolutely no chance now. Colonel, thank you very much for 10 gifted Warhipster memberships. Thank you so much. That's incredibly generous of you. What a legend. Middle-earth questions for Josh. If you had to command any of the armies of Middle-earth / live in their kingdom, which one are you choosing? Rivendell. Easy. Easy. I'm living in Rivendell. I may look like a dwarf, but in my heart I am an elf. Close to 69 on all fronts. Yeah. We're 52 members away from 69, from 469. Not the Shire. No, I live in the Shire already. It's boring. They also don't have an army. And one of the requisites is to command the armies. And I don't want to be part of the sheriffs. Just helping out the amazing human that is Josh. I am not able to help all the time, but when I can, I can. Oh, that's very kind of you. That's very kind of you, Colonel. I really appreciate it. All of your support is amazing. Just hanging out on the stream. It's wonderful. And there we go, Thomas. What, 70,669 subscribers. However, if we talk about it too much, someone will unsubscribe, like Reza, if he's still here. Though I don't know if he did do that, he might lose his moderator status. I don't know if it would do that. Chewie, thank you very much for the 1 gifted Warhipster memberships. That puts us on a mighty 418. We've had the blues, the free blues rock, the royalty-free blues rock music playlist from Epidemic Sound on tonight, and I have really enjoyed it. It is a vibe. What is funny is that one of the memberships went to someone without a name. I thought that YouTube did not allow no names. Was there somebody with a no name? Oh yeah, blank. I haven't heard any music. Oh, it's been playing. I'll turn it up a little bit. Close to 420. Yeah, we are 2 off from 420 members. AI is watching, confirmed. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. I'm 22 models painted off from 469. Big Bad Peter Gaming, thank you for the 1 gifted membership. That puts us on 419. So now we're 50 off from 469. That's exactly 50. I just started a Chaos Marine army by buying the old and new combat patrols on both battle forces that both came out. Started and finished. That's a lot of plastic, man. Well done. That's exciting. I have everything I need to do a Chaos Space Marines army. What I don't have is the time to do it. But I have something like 30 legionaries. I've done a bunch of cultists already for various videos. I have the possessed, I have chosen, I have I think 2 venom crawlers, I have I think 2 mauler fiends as well. What legion would you do? My intention was always to do Black Legion. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, Black Legion is probably what I would do. I wanted to do an Iron Warriors army, but using Horus Heresy miniatures, which I know a bunch of people have done already, but that's what I wanted to do. But it's a lot, and given as, like I said, I already have a huge amount of Chaos Space Marine miniatures in the house, it would be silly for me to buy a bunch of extra models to not paint. Which box/models would you recommend it for someone wanting to dip into MESBG? Are there any that you've really enjoyed painting? The battle hosts are really good. There's a Gondor, a Rohan, a Minister. There is a Minas Tirith, a Rohan, a Mordor, and an Isengard one that I can remember off the top of my head. And there's just a ton of models in them. Initially, if you find them in the wild, or if you look at like the promo art from it, doesn't look like there's a lot in there. There is a lot in there. The Minas Tirith one, for example, has Gandalf the White and Pippin on horse and on foot, 6 Knights of Minas Tirith and 24 Warriors of Minas Tirith in it. The Riders of Rohan one has 24 Warriors of Rohan, Eomer, and 6 Riders of Rohan in it. The Isengard one has Uruk-hai Scouts, Saruman, and Grima Wormtongue in it. It's like 24, 40, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. It's 48 models in that box alone. The Mordor one has 6 Wargs, 24 Morannon Orcs, and the Witch King of Angmar in it. They're just really good boxes. But if you want something a little bit more, the Osgiliath box is very good because it gives you some terrain, it gives you some Gondor, it gives you Faramir, and you get Gothmog, and you get a bunch of orcs, and you get a troll as well, I believe. You get a troll with something. I'm pretty certain it's the Osgiliath box. I am painting Krieg for Kill Team in my regimental colours. Dark Angels green, rifle green, and red cuffs with black belts, etc. What's best to highlight the Dark Angels green on the trench coat? So I think you've got two options here, depending on how bright you want it to be. Warpstone Glow is a good option, which will be a mid highlight. It won't be too stark, but it'll be quite a mid highlight. The other option is Moot Green, is a good highlight for Dark Angels green. Especially with Dark Angels green being the base. There is also the option of waiting for the new box. I mean, that is true. You could wait for the new edition box, which will have the Warriors of Rohan, Wild Men of Dunland, and Wolf, and the other characters that are in it. I can't remember the names of them. As well as a bit of Rohan terrain, which I'm excited to have a go at. Are the sculpts good quality? I've heard mixed reviews in terms of the very quality, especially with the new character models in them. Yeah, I mean, look, some of them are 20 years old. Some of them are very old. So, they're fine. They're not amazing. If Rohan is the one you want to do, I would recommend waiting for the new box. Is there a difference with Lamia medium and contrast medium? I noticed you changed it up on your latest Blood Angels videos. Yeah, so there is a difference. Contrast medium is contrast paint without any colour in it. So when you add contrast medium to contrast paint, what you do is you dilute the colour and the paint. So it's a good way of creating a different tone of said paint. So, for example, if you put 6 blobs of contrast medium into Wildwood, you get what is essentially Agrax Earthshade, but basically comes out with a Rakarth Flesh kind of colour when you apply it to things. So that's what contrast medium does. What Lamia medium does is Lamia medium basically acts as a flow improver for a colour. There's a little bit of dilution, so the colour is obviously weaker, but what it does do is it's a really good job of improving the flow of said contrast paints. So the reason I've swapped over pretty much always now to using Lamia medium, unless I'm really trying to thin things down, is that what Lamia medium does is it makes the contrast paint workable for a lot longer and makes it easier to apply, and it makes it feel nicer coming off the brush, because some contrast paints can be a little bit goopy, and Lamia medium is even better when your contrast paints are a little bit old. So I have contrast paints that I'm trying to extend the life of a little bit. So like I have a Blood Angels, I have like a Blood Angels red, which is, you know, about 3/4 used. So Lamia medium's better for it. Both are appropriate. You can use both. It depends on which style of thing you like. But I have found that Lamia medium has been my kind of go-to medium recently, just because it has made it makes the process of painting with contrast paints just that little bit easier. You do lose some of the contrast effect when you use Lamia medium, but it does make it much easier to apply it. You can't make a village with only 2 buildings. You can't, which is why we'll have to buy more. And then I'll have I mean, I have a lot of Osgiliath terrain, and I need a little bit more. I think I need another mana and another box of ruins, and that would do me for a really, really, really dense Osgiliath board. That's very playable and not like full Osgiliath, but I have something like 6 ruins, 1 mana, and 1 tower. So another mana and 2 more ruins would mean that we would have a board that would look amazing and still have plenty of room to play. I want the Osgiliath box really, but it's like I can never get around to buying it. Well, I mean, if you want it, you're going to need to get it sooner rather than later, because it will go once the new edition box comes. Hashtag just saying. I do want more Rohan terrain. I am kind of the weird guy that likes to set up a small village in the board, even though my friends hate it and says that it blocks too much. But it looks cool. What are you playing? Are you recreating a battle of Lord of the Rings, or are you playing competitive Warhammer? Because if you're playing competitive Warhammer, you're playing it wrong. just relax, have fun with it. It's all good. I just got Dread Talons and Veterans of the Long War. I think you'll be able to, if you've got a local gaming store near you, you'll be able to get Osgiliath for a little while longer. I don't think there's any worry about it selling out. You won't be able to get it from Games Workshop, but you'll be able to get it from a bunch of other places. Boom, 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 boom. Anyway, guys, it is 10:30, which means it's time for us to conclude tonight's festivities. But a massive thank you to everybody tonight. I've got some food for thought. A lot of you are saying do Astra Militarum, which is interesting. I think that's something we can probably accommodate. I would like to accommodate at least. But yeah, we're probably going to wrap things up there. Tomorrow there will be a painting video. Tell me what you want to see first, the Sanguinor or the Sanguinary Guard. Whichever one you want, that will come out tomorrow. And then the other one comes out on Friday. So you've got 2 more painting videos and then a video on Saturday, which I can't tell you what it is. But lots of cool stuff. You've got loads of Warhipster content coming. Loads of it. Tons of it. It's almost a video every day until the end of October. But yeah, thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I am going to raise the hand of farewell. And I'm going to wave at you, you beautiful, lovely, wonderful people. Thank you so much for all the gifted members, all of the super chats. You guys are incredible. Without you, this stream does not continue, and neither does the channel. So thank you so much, and I will see you all very soon in the next one. Have a good one, ladies and germs. I will be back, as always. Bye. Bye.